Alright, so let's begin the weekly recap with the market overview. So Nasdaq is ripping higher. QQQ, of course, all markets ripping higher, and the small caps broke out of this range. It was a bit tricky because it got rejected the first day, or the first attempt, and that day was bloody. Everything that triggered just came back down and stopped me out. But then on Friday it came back and closed the week above the range quite strong. So we'll see what happens. But it's looking nice. It's looking nice. And I want to do a quick review of what happened with the last week's trade, just to get some more perspective. Let's see, where are they? Week 1. Here. Okay, so GLBS. It's chopping sideways. FDMT. And yeah, I changed the charts a bit, so now I have the weekly here, the daily here, and this one I changed between the lower time frames, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes and so on. So this one, I got stopped out the first attempt, then it came back. Hasn't really done anything yet, so maybe it's gonna create a bigger weekly range. I did not get back in here. CRBP. Oh yeah. So again, this is not this week's trades, it's the last week's trades. And this one, oh my god, nice. So this one I bought right here at 24.12, I think, and took some profits here and raised stop at break even, and then I took some more profits here and raised the stop to this day. So that's looking really nice. It's doing much better than I thought, and I'm gonna get back to that later. Root, oh, this one, oh my god, I was in here. Root, I was in here dabbling with this one. You see, on this day right here, let's go on the 1 hour chart or the 15-minute chart. This is so good to see. It hurts, but it's so good to see. And I'm gonna get back to this later in the video, but just looking at this is the one that I intraday traded, but I knew I took it as an EP, so I should not have done anything. I should have kept it, you know. And it did I would have sold in the 35 area, I think, but it was up 60R. 60 60R from my entry. And again, I'm gonna get back to all this. This is just a reminder. 60R if I did not try to make toilet paper money down here. So that's fun to see. Okay, let's go to SSNT, and also gonna get back to this, my thoughts, because I spoke about this one when I took it here. I think this was gonna do a 10R, but it came back. And CRBP, I thought it's not gonna do so well, but it did really well. And then Root, I didn't follow the plan, which was hold it as an EP. So I want to get back again later back to this later in the video, but what I'm seeing here is that my thoughts don't matter. If I see a setup and I see a stop loss area, I should take the trade, I should sell some into strength, and then I should just let it go. I should trust the process. But the thing is that I've been so hurt trying to trade the long side 2 years in the bear market, so I don't really trust the process yet. But I love seeing this, that you can take 10 cuts and you get one of these 60R 60R, and then maybe it passes another few weeks and you get nothing, and then you get another one of these. So that's the swing trading system. You take lots of cuts and then you just happen to catch one of these. Okay, so let's continue. Tyra is nothing. And now that I look at the weekly, I see it could have worked, but it feels too early. I think they have pending earnings. I don't know how that works really. But I thought the earnings was on this day, but now they just moved it. So it's just chopping sideways. And got stopped out on this here, and I took it again, but I'll talk about that later. ALXO, yeah, got chopped up on this one, but it's good. It failed eventually, so it was the right choice to take the stop loss. COGT, nice, also the right choice to take the stop loss. Of course, the stop loss is always right. GXAI, yeah, this one I'm also gonna talk about how I broke my rules a little bit this week. I let this one slide a little bit because I bought it, as I talked about on here, in the 49 area, 49, but then I added, I think here somewhere, so it was slightly underwater, under my stop loss, because I did not set a hard stop loss on this one, just because I wanted it to develop. But now on next week, this low is gonna be my stop. I'm gonna give it like a 5-minute shake. If it does that, then a hard stop right away. Because I think it has potential, but we'll see. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. I should have a stop loss at all time. SQ, yeah, going sideways. So again, stop loss was right, I was wrong. DNTH, again, stop loss was right, it was too soon, and it was not right, it was extended without a proper base. I mean, it could have worked, but no. And STTK, oh, god damn it, I got chopped up, and then I added on this day again, but I'll talk about that. So that was last week's trade. So let's go to, is this this week? Yeah, so this week's trade, we have WIMI. Got stopped out. I took it, which day? Yeah, it wasn't really ready, but I thought that it came back here. It had this inside day, and then I think they had earnings. Oh, okay, they had pending earnings. But I took the entry on that day. Let's see, on the, let's say, 4-hour chart. No, wait, daily and 4-hour chart. So here. Yeah, basically on this day right here, I took it. Because stopped out, but I still think it's in play. We'll see. If it builds a bigger weekly range, that could be nice. GLB, oh yeah, I took GLBS again. Yeah, I'm gonna, again, on the improvement section, I'm gonna give some words. But again, just chopping around. But this one, actually, I didn't get stopped out according to this chart, but my broker stopped me out for some reason. I don't know why. But my broker's price slips sometimes larger than the actual price. So I gotta think about that when I buy these really illiquid stocks. That my broker is not correct all the time. Tyra, again, yeah, I took one stop here, and then I took another entry here, and I got stopped out here. Yeah. Net, it wasn't ready. I think I bought it, let's see, where did I buy it? 15 minutes. Oh yeah, I think this one, let's go to the 15 minutes. Yeah, I think, I'm not actually sure which day it was. The red day right here. Oh yeah, this one. I think it's same here, that actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was this one or another one. My broker, again, let's say I wanted to buy above here, and I remember setting my stop limit order to above this area after the candle closed, but then I got filled even though the price never reached this area, and then I got stopped out soon after. So again, my broker is fucking with me a little bit, because I should not have been triggered in, I think. On this one, if it was this one, if it was another one, but it didn't work. But it's still setting up, looking quite nice on the weekly now. So tight range here could be nice. EXAI. Yeah. Here on this day, was it right? Not sure if it was this day or this day, but I got stopped out anyway, so doesn't really matter. And nice. Yeah, this one. Took it as an EP, and it's so far going higher. It's struggling a little bit here. Had this kind of almost inside day, but still not equal day. But this was when the market was super weak, I think. No, it was on Friday. So yeah, I took profits and I raised my stop to break even, and I'll look to raise it again in profit soon. STTK. This was the one. This was the one that triggered me in, which should not have triggered me in. Let's go to the 15 minutes, and it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 this day. Yeah, here. Yeah, this was the one. Here, I saw this one. So you know that I bought this down here as like a pre-entry based on the 4-hour chart, and then it gapped up, had 2 tight days here, and then I saw this in the morning, this candle, and I put my it was not net, it was this one. I put my stop limit order above this candle, which was at 9.99 was the stop limit, and I wanted to buy above. And as soon as I said it after the candle close, I got filled, and I looked at the chart and I said, well, I should not have been filled. It never triggered, and I got stopped out shortly after. So this, again, my broker filled my order even though the actual price didn't go there. Well, can't do anything about that. But the sad part is that my original entry got stopped out right here at 74, I think. Yeah, that's when my original entry got stopped out. But then again, wait, which one is this? Oh yeah. So this was at the beginning of the week. That was my first entry. And then on Friday I bought it back, but I chased it. I didn't plan to take it, but I got my alarm and I saw the big pop. Had earnings the previous day, so I just bought it with a wide risk, hoping to, let's say, if it takes out this base, then I could raise my stop to here and add some size. So we'll see about that. Yeah. So this is also where I broke my rules this week, because I got emotional. I let my opinions of a setup decide the size. And so, for example, I've been watching this one. This is on the weekly chart. I've been watching this one for so long, and you can see how it created this range. Had a fake, attempt here. Then it came down back into range. Had a fake attempt here. Came down, and then it gapped up on earnings, good earnings, I think, and the volume was massive. And then again, my broker couldn't trade for like the first 5 minutes or the first 7 minutes or something, so I got super stressed, and I thought the setup was so good that I wanted to buy double the size, and that's what I did. Eventually I got filled at a quite good price after the actual entry triggered, but I bought the double the size because of my opinions of the setup, and I got emotional. But at first I acted very good because let's see here, it was so crazy, the movements it made this year on this day here. So yeah, I think that I wanted to buy not the 5-minute opening range highs, but I wanted to buy the, actually, where did I buy it? Oh yeah, okay, so I lied. It wasn't 7 minutes that I couldn't buy. It was a few minutes, but I just looked at the setup, how it consolidated pre-market above all resistance on the weekly. Of course, you have this noise here, but you know, this should and could have been explosive. So I bought it double size, like here and in this area, risking the low base here. And then immediately it went in my direction, and I was up like 4 or 5 R, and with double the size, and I'm like super happy. Which again is a bad thing. I looked at the number and I got too happy. I was too attached to the setup, and then it came down, and I had to stop out for a double loss with a double size. So a 2R loss with double the size, and then it came back. And I'm not sure if I bought it here. I don't think so. I think that maybe I bought back some here, risking like, you know, this area, because it was too wide of a risk, and I got emotional because I lost double size 2R. And then let's go to the 15 minutes because it's way too zoomed in. No, here, yes. Yeah, so bought it here, shake out, and then I bought some here, risking, you know, I think I was risking green red, which is this area. And this is, oh my god, this one played with me so much. And then I saw this this little trend break right here on the 15 minutes, and I thought these explosive ones after a base like this should respect the 15-minute trend. So I thought this was like the first step to a 15-minute trend. But again, this was on which day was it? It was on Thursday, when the small caps had a fake out. It was on this day right here, and then it came back. So could have been why, I don't know. But again, I got emotional, so I added size here, thinking that now I'll risk the low of this 15 minutes. But then again, it triggered me in and stopped out my added shares. And then I got scared on my add, or my first entry here, even though I was risking the lower, and I sold. And then it went higher, and I'm like, oh, I missed it. But then I thought that on the 1 hour chart, let's go here. So you can hear how emotional I am because I wanted in on this setup. So then I was like, oh, okay, it didn't respect the 15 minute. It's gonna respect the 1 hour trend. Oh, and it's on a dip before close. So I bought some shares, not risking the very lows, but risking like green red. But then in the morning, it gaps down actually. And here is where again I get emotional, because I did not take my stop, and I'm super disappointed with myself. And so I told myself, okay, I'm gonna let this first 1 hour close in the morning, and then I'll add my stop under here. And even though it did what I wanted, it took out the lows of the previous day and came back, I did not add my stop because I was too scared of a wick. Again, this is super bad, and it's no habit I should keep. It's a very bad habit. I should just cut it in the morning and, you know, buy back if it shows me another setup. So super emotional with this one, and I don't like that. So again, this is my risk, and you can see it was more than double down the risk, and I didn't take my stop, and I didn't even set the hard stop here. So on Monday next week, I gotta decide what the hell, if I sell right away because I gotta give myself a face slap, or if I just let the like 15-minute wiggle out and I add a stop under the lows of the day. So yeah, but yeah, this one took, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5, I think 5 or 6 R, and this is not what I should be doing. Really not what I should be doing. Also got emotional, and yeah, I'll just get back to this later. Then I took DYN, which turned out to be a good one so far. So this is the weekly chart. Came out of this nice base with some insane volume, and now it's trading towards all-time high. But again, I should not be thinking anything. What I've done with this one is that I've taken profits and I raised my stop to break even, and I'm looking to add my stop under this base if it continues the next day. and maybe take more profits as it gets closer to my, to this top right here. But I'll keep some size in case it goes crazy. No opinions, no thinking about it. Oh yeah, this was like a day trade, not something I'm proud of. It turned out to work, but again, not proud of it because I did not add my stop right away and I let it slide a little bit. Let's go on the 15-minute here. Yeah. So also, yeah, I'll finish talking about this, then I'll explain why I was so stressed. So I saw this one and I thought it has potential to go up to this area to create a bigger daily range. So that was my thinking, but I did not wait for the 15-minute close, not even the 5-minute close, I think. Or I looked at my clock and I saw the wrong number. Or I just missed that it hadn't closed yet. So I put my order here somewhere because I thought the 5-minute had closed. Not sure how I can miss that 5-minute round number. But I got triggered in too early, and I wanted to add my stop loss at the 15-minute lows, I think. And as you can see, it came under again, came under again, and then eventually it actually worked. And I did, I sized in for the 5-minute, but I added my stop loss to the 15-minute, I think. Let's see here. I just wanna check myself if I actually broke 76. Okay, no, I did add my stop here a little bit wider, so I mean, not too bad. I used that I sized in too much size without an actual trigger. It ended up working exactly how I thought it would work, to lure in people at this pivot right here to create a bigger daily range. So 2.5 hour trade, which gave back some of the AI, minus 6 or 7 hour. But again, not something I'm proud of because I made so many mistakes. What I did good though was that I added my stop, wider stop. Still not a good trade. STTK, yeah, so this is when I just got stopped out, and the next day it gapped up on earnings and made this huge candle. Not so much volume, I think. Yeah, and I chased it so bad. So again, I'm disappointed with myself because I bought it here, I bought it here because I added an order on the 5-minute here. Oh, I should have kept it. See, don't chase stuff. Oh, what did I do? Hide. Here. Don't chase stuff, because you can see here that I wanted to buy above this 5-minute candle, but then it just kept on going above the range with this volume, and I thought, god damn, I just gotta buy it, so I hit buy, and then it came back and actually would have filled me. And this wide risk was not even worth it, so a pure chase, emotional, because I thought this one would not trigger this soon. And as you can see, it actually came back into range, so we'll see what happens if I can add. What happens? Okay, so Dell, this one is not something I really should be trading, but I just thought that the market was going so insane on Friday, and I came back to the computer after hitting the gym, and I saw Dell had gapped up massively on earnings, but it made the daily trigger, I think, but it pulled back. So I thought it's good enough of a risk reward for me to just put some money in it. So I got like a 4% risk on this very slow mover. But again, I'm thinking that maybe, maybe it's gonna do something crazy, who knows. It's starting to get some, this is not weekly charts, this is from, so yeah, maybe it's gonna go crazy here, who knows. I thought it was good enough to give it a chance and quickly raise stop to break even if it keeps on going. So yeah, that's all of this week's trades. And alright, so my faults this week, my thoughts, improvements. So the faults I did is that I got emotional again with AI, and I let my opinion of the stock make me add double the size, which again, last week I talked about I should add more size on things I think look perfect, but this proves that I should not do that because I get emotional. And if it doesn't really matter, I mean, if you get a root, you get 60R. You don't need to double the size. You can just keep on hitting with your regular stop loss, regular size, and that way you don't get emotional. And every now and then you're gonna have one of these and you're gonna, get a 20, 30, 50% in your account. Yeah. So again, you don't need to add size. Why would you? It's better to take every setup you see that's good enough, sell some into strength, and then just trail the rest. And like I said, every now and then you're gonna catch one of these. So don't get emotional. And last week, or the week before this one, I added a stop loss on every trade right away, but on this week I did not. So not proud of that, because that's a step back. I should always have a hard stop after my entry, because if I don't have a hard stop, that just means that I'm not 100% sure about the setup, which means I should not be doing anything there. I should just leave it. If I don't have a stop loss, I should wait until I see where I have a stop loss. And again, my thoughts of this, like I explained with the sizing and thinking, back to roots. The swing trading system is that you take 10 cuts, feels bad, but then you have a 60R winner out of the blue. So this is what I have to with the swing trading system. This is really what I gotta start trusting and remember, because after getting let's see, go on the weekly chart, after trading through this whole period, even though I know I should not have been trading here, but I wanted to learn, I wanted to see every day, and I took 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 cuts in this period. Super good period to learn. But now I gotta start trusting. I gotta trust the process with this setup. Taking my small size, 0.3% of my account. If I see a setup, take profits, let it ride, and rinse and repeat. So improvements for next week. Again, it's just what I've been talking about, and I'm just saying the same thing over and over, but I really gotta get this in my head. Improvements for next week is that don't double the size, take the same size for every setup. That way I dare to set my stop loss at all time, because I'm not afraid to lose, because I'm not emotional. And again, don't have too much of an opinion of a stock, because that's also going to get you emotional. Because if I go double the size on AI because, oh man, this one is going to go to, the 70 area, I gotta get filled here on a massive size. But then I'm thinking about how much I'm gonna make, but I should be thinking of how much am I gonna lose. I should always think how much am I gonna lose, and rather be happily surprised if something just goes my way, like this 60R. Happily surprised rather than disappointed, I think, is a better way to go. So always think about how much am I gonna lose on this one, which should be 0.0% of my total account, and I'm super happy to lose that on any trade. That way I don't get emotional, and I can just keep on going and stay fresh in my mind. Because on Wednesday, which day was Wednesday? Thursday, Wednesday, yeah. This day was also tough. But that's the thing, one red day should not be tough. But on Wednesday, I realized that after thinking a lot and after feeling completely drained, and I wrote some things. I'm actually not. So I wrote: confused, defeated, hopeless, skipping heartbeat, stress, worry, no energy, ears ringing, eyes hurting, reflect, zoom out, weekly, do it all over, check all the scans, what did I do wrong, I see, it's obvious. Many of the setups I took was premature, they were not ready on the weekly, and I just wanted to, since I haven't been trading really, and this is the system I've been studying for almost 2.5 years now, but I haven't really done it properly. So this is the first time last week that I'm doing it properly. So I have to make some small adjustments, but then I wrote after all this: 3 years, another 12-hour day, another light bulb. And if I put all the light bulbs I had over the years together, they will shine brighter than the sun. And I'm still not profitable. So that's just an idea of how much, if for 2.5, 3 years, putting in, 12, 17-hour days every day and doing all the work and still not succeeding, really. It just shows how tough it is. But I will be profitable this year. I know it. So it's good to look back on these moments to really, think about that. Okay. So that was last week. See ya next week.